We're going to make history. We're gonna make history. We found our victim, and sad as it may be, she's our friend. But you know what? We all have to make sacrifices.
These boys murdered their friend after getting inspiration from Scream. Imagine being 16 years old, finally getting a night alone in a big, quiet house. No parents, just you, some pets to look after, and maybe your boyfriend stopping by. It sounds like freedom, until it turns into a real-life slasher film. This isn't a movie plot. This is what happened to Cassie Jo Stoddart in 2006. Cassie Jo Stoddart was born on December 21, 1989. She was a junior at Pocatello High School, in Idaho. Friendly, popular, with a bright smile and a loving family. On September 22, 2006, she agreed to house visit for her aunt and uncle at their home on Whispering Cliffs Drive. They were out of town, so Cassie was taking care of their dogs and enjoying some independence. Her boyfriend, Matt Beckham, came over that evening around 6 p.m. They hung out, watched some TV, and then two classmates showed up, Brian Draper and Tori Adamczyk. Brian and Tori were 16-year-old friends from school. They shared Cassie's classes, laughed with her in the hallways, even filmed silly videos together.
Hey look, it's Cassie.
Hey, look, I don't know.
Hello, Cassie. I'm getting you on tape, okay? Say hi, please.
Hi.
Okay, see ya. Wait, have you seen Tori? He's supposed to meet me here at 7:30, and it's 8:19. He's an hour late. You don't even care, do you? Okay.
But behind the scenes, they had a much darker obsession. They were huge fans of horror movies, especially Scream. They talked endlessly about the film, about becoming infamous like the killers in it, or even like Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold from Columbine. They wanted fame. They wanted to feel powerful. And they started planning something unthinkable. They made secret recordings, documentary style, videos where they discussed their project. They created a death list of potential victims, starting with Matt and Cassie. They bought knives, including a dagger and a hunting knife. They even got a friend to purchase them so it couldn't be traced back easily. That night at the house, Brian and Tori hung out for a couple of hours. They watched Kill Bill, Volume 2 with Cassie and Matt. Then they said they were heading to a movie theater, but before leaving, Brian quietly unlocked the basement door. After they left, the power suddenly went out. The house plunged into darkness. Matt got nervous and called his mom. He wasn't allowed to stay over. He phoned Brian to say goodbye, and Brian whispered a strange response. Matt left around 10:30 p.m. Cassie was now completely alone. The boys returned disguised in dark clothes, gloves, and homemade white masks painted to look like Ghostface from Scream. They entered through the unlocked basement door. They made noises downstairs to try to lure people down. When that didn't work, they flipped the circuit breaker again, then partially restored the lights to build terror. Cassie was scared. She called friends, texted, tried to figure out what was happening. But then, they came upstairs. They attacked her on the couch. Cassie fought back desperately, but she was stabbed nearly 30 times. 12 of those wounds were potentially fatal. The weapons, a dagger and a hunting knife. It was brutal, prolonged, and terrifying. The killers left her body in the living room and fled.
This is not a fucking joke.
I'm shaking.
I stabbed her in the throat, and I saw her lifeless body just disappear. Dude, I just killed Cassie. Oh, fuck. That felt like it wasn't even real. I mean, it went by so fast.
Shut the fuck up. We gotta get our act straight.
It's okay. Okay, let's buy movie tickets now.
2 days later, on September 24th, Cassie's aunt and uncle returned home and found her. The scene shocked the small town of Pocatello. Police initially looked at everyone, the family, Matt, even Cassie's mom's boyfriend because of some fingerprints. But Matt passed a polygraph and had a solid alibi. Then suspicion turned to Brian and Tori. Their stories didn't add up. They claimed they went to see Pulse at the theater, but couldn't remember basic details. They said they were burglarizing cars instead. Police kept pressing. The breakthrough, a buried, partially burned VHS tape in Black Rock Canyon. On that tape, recovered and restored, Brian and Tori recorded themselves before and after the murder. They talked excitedly about their plan. We're making a horror movie. Our own. They filmed themselves in masks, hyping each other up. After the killing, one of them said something chilling like, "We just killed Cassie," almost like they were narrating their own twisted film. The tape was damning. It showed motive, thrill, fame, sadism, inspired by Scream and Columbine. They wanted to be remembered as killers. Brian and Tori were arrested on September 27, 2006. In interrogations, they turned on each other. Brian confessed but tried to minimize his role, saying Tori pressured him and did most of the stabbing. Tori blamed Brian, but the evidence including the tape, burned clothing, masks, and weapons sealed it. Both were tried separately. Brian was convicted of first-degree murder and conspiracy in April 2007, Tori in June 2007. On August 31, 2007, both were sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for the murder, plus decades more for conspiracy. The judge called it one of the most horrific cases he'd seen. Two kids methodically planning to kill their friend for notoriety. Cassie's family was devastated. They started pumpkins for Cassie, a charity tradition honoring her love of Halloween and helping animals and those in need. Brian Draper and Tori Autumnchick remain in prison at the Idaho State Correctional Institution. Appeals have been denied over the years. In recent interviews for the 2026 Hulu docuseries, The Scream Murder, a true teen horror story, both expressed some remorse, but the pain they caused remains permanent. This case reminds us how media and obsession can twist young minds, and how something as simple as house visiting can end in unimaginable horror. Cassie Jo Stoddart was kind, trusting, and full of life. She didn't deserve what happened. If you're watching this, hug the people you love a little tighter tonight. And if you or someone you know is struggling with dark thoughts, reach out for help. Thanks for watching. If you found this story impactful, like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more true crime deep dives. Drop a comment. Have you seen the Hulu series? What shocked you most? Stay safe out there.